This is about Zion.
You are here because Zion is about to be destroyed. Its every living inhabitant terminated, its entire existence eradicated.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Denial is the most predictable of all human responses. But rest assured, this will be the 6th time we have destroyed it, and we have become exceedingly efficient at it. The function of the One is now to return to the source, allowing a temporary dissemination of the code you carry, reinserting the prime program. After which you will be required to select from the Matrix 23 individuals, 16 female, 7 male, to rebuild Zion. Failure to comply with this process will result in a cataclysmic system crash, killing everyone connected to the Matrix, which, coupled with the extermination of Zion, will ultimately result in the extinction of the entire human race.
You won't let it happen. You can't. You need human beings to survive.
There are levels of survival we are prepared to accept. However, the relevant issue is whether or not you are ready to accept the responsibility for the death of every human being in this world. It is interesting reading your reactions. Your 5 predecessors were, by design, based on a similar predication, a contingent affirmation that was meant to create a profound attachment to the rest of your species, facilitating the function of the One. While the others experienced this in a very general way, your experience is far more specific, vis-a-vis love.
Trinity.
Apropos, she entered the Matrix to save your life at the cost of her own.
No.
Which brings us at last to the moment of truth, wherein the fundamental flaw is ultimately expressed and the anomaly revealed as both beginning and end. There are 2 doors. The door to your right leads to the source and the salvation of Zion. The door to your left leads back to the Matrix, to her, and to the end of your species. As you adequately put, the problem is choice. But we already know what you are going to do, don't we? Already I can see the chain reaction, the chemical precursors that signal the onset of an emotion designed specifically to overwhelm logic and reason. An emotion that is already blinding you from the simple and obvious truth. She is going to die, and there is nothing you can do to stop it. Hope. It is the quintessential human delusion, simultaneously the source of your greatest strength and your greatest weakness.
If I were you, I would hope that we don't meet again.
We won't.
Welcome everybody to the Keys to Wisdom channel. Now, if you made it this far, you just got done listening to the audio clip of when Neo is in with the architect in the Matrix movie series, and it's all about Zion and the 6th instance of Zion. And there's something different about this instance of Zion than the other 5 instances. First thing I'm going to do is erase this 1-5 that I had in there. Each time where the 1 it comes up, and then the 1 in parentheses, that's where the 1, the Zion charge, first time it existed in power, and then where it died. So the first time here at Z, for the opportunity, 1200 at C, right? Even at the very beginning, there was a door to the right, the 27th character, and there was a door to the left, the C. And rather than going even higher into Zion, 2 wrongs don't make a right, like C did to D here, this disgusting duo here. No, I'm not going to do that. Come back to C, seeking the balance, the 1200, just like the source, the balance of the source, where everybody come from, right? The door to the left. And this set up a repeating pattern, right? But the piece was rejected, and the disgusting duo, the not washing DC, no ties DC, her little butt buddy scumbag, right? That's where the Zion charge was killed, at D. Second time, Y provides an equal opportunity. Again, it was rejected, right? And then the Z came on in charge for the second time. And again, there was a door to the right and a door to the left. And there's always a choice at Z of a door to the right, the 27th character, or the door to the left, back to the third character. Ever since this got going, the problem is choice. And the door to the left is always gone through at Z. That's the plan, right? That's the plan. And it's being stuck too. But they're trying to tell a story here about possibly not doing that, right? And then again, for the second time at the D, the disgusting duo C and D, right? At the D, that's where the Zion charge gets killed. Third time it takes charge at the Y, then you get to the Z, and you got a choice again, like always. Door to the right, door to the left. 27th character or the C. It's always the door to the left at the Z. And then again for the third time, Zion charge is killed at the D. Then for the fourth time, it comes back on at the same Y. And then get to the Z, door to the right, 27th, or door to the left, to the C. It's always to the left. And for the fourth time, at the disgusting duo, the Zion charge is killed at the D. And then there is the fifth time that it takes charge at the Y. And you get to the Z, and there's a choice again, always door to the right or door to the left. And the door to the left, always chosen at Z to the C. And then to the D for the fifth time. Zion charge is killed at the D. Fifth time in a row. All 5 times. Killed at the D. Now here you are at the 6th time. E +9 Zion. Why is it different? Because this is the source of the Zion charge. It's called Zion because that's where it took charge. But the charge originated as an underling, undercharge. And that's where E originated. Right? So now this is why Neo, in this case, the 6th time is different. You're different than the other 5 times. Right? This is the origin of it. He's faster. He's smarter, right? And here now they're presenting 2 choices here. Door to the right would be an F, right? And that's the plan, right? The only time the door to the left is chosen is at the Z. That's the plan that's been set out, right? But if you did here, now it flips and it's +9 Zion, and this would be the 6th time that it died. First time not at the hands of the disgusting duo, C and D. What I'm doing here as far as that's where the 6th time and it would die. That's the choice. Door to the right or the door to the left is the choice. Is C. And now what is it? As above, so below. No charge. No charge. So there's a temptation here for Zion, E-ion, at the origin of the charge. The numero uno, the neo, the 1 that began Zion. At the E, there's a choice here. Go to the door to the left. Now there is a chance for peace. Just like the source, as above, so below. The balance. What the whole thing Zion has been seeking the whole time. There's a possible choice to go right there to it. But what would happen then? Then it would be D, the disgusting duo. And then for the 6th time in a row, you would get Zion would be killed by that D charge. And then what would it do? it would change the whole pattern to what? Eternal Mount Sion. Eternal Mount Sion. So as soon as the disgusting duo, and she says no to the charge. No peace. No. No. What don't you get? I'm not about peace. I'm about war. I'm about more and less. I'm about this fucking poverty-stricken fucking earth. I'm not about heavens. I'm not about equality. I'm not about justice and harmony for all. I'm about war. Fuck you. What's your problem? Me and my disgusting duo, CD, not Washington, D.C., we're taking this over. And that is game over. It's game over. Door to the left, game over. And they show Neo taking that door to the left, right? Seeking the Trinity, the C, right? Like he's a fucking moron. Like he's a fucking illiterate moron. But he's not. It's a door to the right. And Zion's gonna die there. And then Neo is gonna do what? He's gonna report to the source. What is the source? The source is right here. And that's what this is about here. Oops. And anybody who's literate and who has the ears to hear what's going on there, it's got nothing to do with 23 people. 23 people, 16 females and 7 males. Well, that's because Neo's already the one. Already, he's the source of Zion, the source of the spirit of Zion, and it's going to be 16 and 8, the 24, right? So you got the A, 8 women, 8 men, B, 16 females, or it could be properly AA, the 8 females, BB, or the 8 males, BB, the 16 females, and it's the source is Abba, the 24 that it's about. It's not about 23. It's not some weird ass fucking deal that there's going to be 16 women and 7 men to repopulate Zion after reporting to the source, right? You're reporting to the source. It's for the 4 above and 4 below is the 8 men. 8 above, 8 below is the 16 women, right? You're reporting to the source. It's about the 24. It's Neo's one of those 8 men, the origin of Zion. And then you're going to start at the very bottom again. That's what's going on here in this movie. So when they're saying that this is the 6th time and Zion is about to be wiped out for the 6th time, and they're offering the choice of the door to the right and the door to the left, it's word based. And when they're saying there's something very different about this Neo this time, there is something different because it's coming from the point of origin, not at the point of taking charge, right? That's why Neo's faster, more capable here. But the whole premise of the thing is saying that he's going to take the door to the left here, like he always does at the Z, right? Not happening. It's a trap. It is a eternal death trap. And while the spirit of it, right, and you thinking of it, right, it's like a temptation here to do this. But it's already preset that there's going to be opportunity after opportunity of equality where the C ion, the Trinity, the C is going to have the opportunity to make that peace, right? The pattern's already set up. This is a break of the pattern going to here, and it's like putting a carrot in front of the horse and walking them into the landmine, because then the sixth time you'll get killed for the very sixth time by the same source. It'd be complete insanity. Complete insanity. You would have to not be able to read to ever decide to do that. And then every single time you come on, it'd be you and her and that fucking scumbag piece of shit motherfucker that she's got attached to, right? And it'll be actually properly put out like this, right? And no air bubble you, no air bubble her, and the only air bubble is that scumbag murdering motherfucking murderer and liar from the fucking beginning of this fucking fallen ass fucking bullshit. Would be that fucking D, not Washington fucking DC. Ain't happening. Fuck your ass. Motherfucker is going to F. Gonna report back to the fucking source. Select the other 7 men to go along with the one man originator of Zion. Select the 16 women and go on, right? And there's also a clue in the whole thing that it's about the C, and the C ion, and Trinity is actually that representation. So that's, no matter what, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. She's gonna die, right? Well, if she was part of Zion, all he'd have to do is take the door to the right, the F, report to the source. You pick 7 other men. One of the 16 women would be Trinity, right? And Zion would rebuild. But what they're saying is, no matter what, she's gonna die, right? She's gonna die no matter what. And a trick to fucking lead you back to the Trinity, to the 3, right? So that you get screwed over by her murdering ass boy toy, and it would all be fucking CDE, 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 CDE. Eternal Mount Zion with one big scumbag motherfucker running the whole deal. The big D. The big D. No. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. There's already a fucking plan in place. It's already game, set, match. Checkmate on the whole deal. She's gonna be giving her opportunities over and over again. It's the door to the right. 6th time, Zion dies. This time, not at the hands of the scumbag Big D. Report to the source, which is the AB, to recreate the 16 women and the 8 men that are going to rebuild Zion from the bottom up until Zion takes its next charge, and it will, because the game's already set out. It's already game, set, match. It's already checkmate. She's either going to accept equality at some point and let herself and everybody else all back into the heavens, all back into equality, or it's going to run into the eternal Mount Zion the other way. But this fucking deal here of trying to fall for that, no, not happening. Not happening. Not happening. It's just a fucking temptation from the devil. That's a temptation from the devil, right? To deviate from the plan. The door on the left is taken at Z. Only at Z. The door at E that's taken is the door on the right. And the plan remains the plan. It's going to be peace, or it's going to be Mount Zion. And yes, I talked about the whole deal of the 5 trees of paradise and the correction mechanism for that. But that is also a story about, once you get there, then we'll talk about that, right? Before you get there and whatever, they're to theoretically talk about that. But if you do get there and somebody is so ignorant that they'll refuse peace every single opportunity and screw themselves and screw everybody else the entire way, well, when you get to that last chance before the potentially eternal Mount Zion happens and you screw everybody again, well, maybe at that point it's time to start thinking something different and say, fuck you. From now on, it's only Mount Zion. It's only going to be the door to the left at Z and the door to the right every single other time, door to the left at Z, and let it grow and let it grow and let it grow and let it grow and let it grow, and fuck you, because there's no reason to fucking trust your ass or give you another fucking opportunity because of all the opportunities that you fucked up and screwed yourself and screwed everybody else. Fuck you, right? And that might be the proper way to go about it once you get to the point of the potentially eternal Mount Zion. And it will probably be like that at the beginning, at least for quite a long time, right? And because you'd have every reason in the world to be so fucking angry at that bitch that you got there. And also the mathematics of starting something over, right, will take a while, but it would take a while for that type of fucking anger at that such fucking stupidity, such fucking wickedness and fucking stupidity to get that far and to be faced with that fucking shit, the potentially eternal Mount Zion, and still be so fucking stubborn and such a fucking asshole to refuse to peace, to refuse to do the right thing, to refuse to follow the example of the source and to seek the source and to seek your way back into heaven and off of this godforsaken fucking hellhole, right? But it certainly is not going to be fucking handed over here. What happened? Something happened to my calculations. Right? It's certainly not going to be fucking handed over here for this. No. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's it. That's it. All my eggs are in one basket. If it doesn't work out, boom, I'm broke for the sixth fucking time because of this scumbag fucking asshole with you. Not happening. All the eggs in one basket, everything is broke fucking forever. And the wicked fucking scumbags get what they fucking want. Not happening. The eggs aren't all going in that basket. There's plenty of eggs in other fucking baskets. We'll wait around. We'll come around to those. You'll have your chance. And then when we get to Mount Zion, we'll fucking see about the idea of going into the 5 trees of paradise and correcting the potentially eternal Mount Zion. Or we'll fucking see about just sitting on your fucking ass forever and putting you in the spot you would deserve forever, right? Almost. And that's the level of fucking anger and everything generated by that type of wickedness and fucking stupidity would be hard to get over. But also at the same time, I look at it in the long run, right? You probably would get that level of anger and everything probably would be able to be gotten over, and the tune would change, but we'll have to see about that when we get there. Until then, sticking to the fucking plan, sticking to the plan, sticking to the plan. For the first time, right, somebody besides that fucking disgusting duo bastard is gonna have to fucking kill Zion. It's not gonna be that scumbag, to kill Zion for the 6th time, once and for all, and institute a fucking eternal state of eternal Mount Zion. All the eggs in one basket, and the band all gets fucking broke. Everything is broke forever, right? That's not how it's gonna fucking happen. It's gonna happen like this: door to the right, door to the right. Fuck her, right? If she's able to be selected as one of the Zion 16 women, right? But it already says she can't be. So that's what it's about, right? The other side of the charge of the Zion, right? Nothing you can do about it. She's gonna do it. Yeah, bro. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. But for those of you out there who know the word and you watch the movie, check it out. You can hear it in the clip that I play in the front. But there's real deal reason why there's something very different about the 6th version of Neo compared to the other 5. And there's a lot of shit to it about the door to the right and the door to the left. And there's a lot of shit to it about the repopulating Zion with the 16 women and the 7 men plus the 1 Neo equals 8. And that's because of reporting to the source. That's what the fucking deal is. So with that, excuse my a little bit getting angry, but when I see some type of fucking trap system like this set up, and I start thinking about the whole fucking path all the way to the potentially eternal Mount Zion, and if you get that fucking far, how fucking utterly corrupted and wicked and rotten that fucking little bitch would be, well, it pisses me off. And while I could get over it with some time, maybe a lot of time, right? There's plenty, enough justification to be pissed in the moment about it and for a while about it, because it is absolutely puke your fucking brains out disgusting to even be able to fathom that something like that, failure like that, could happen over and over and over again, only because of one dumbass fucking little bitch, right? That's the bottom line on it. So with that being said, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you think that's something you should do. Then have a nice day.